Let's talk about Shogun, episode 10, the finale, A Dream of a Dream. So we'll give our scores and then give a spoiler warning, and we'll get into spoilers after that.
Oh, I didn't realize that title. I'm sorry. You just said the title, A Dream of a Dream.
Yep.
I did not think about that, but that makes total sense now.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that, because I have some notes on that. Yeah. So I think I haven't really looked too much into how people felt about this finale. I feel like some people could have been disappointed by it, but I personally think for this show, this was like an almost perfect finale. And I'm really sad the show is over, but I'm so glad that we got the show. We had the great, same level of character work, great dialogue. I feel like there wasn't a ton of action, but this show really has never been about the action. And I think it kind of really fits into the finale of the show of how that happened. I'm honestly going to give this a 10. I felt like it was the most fitting finale for this kind of show. I really liked this show and this finale.
Okay. I thought this finale was crap. I hated it. It was trash. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, yeah, I was pretty sure you were kidding. You almost got me.
No, it was perfect. 10 out of 10. This show's not about the action. If you want the action, go watch something else.
Yeah.
The 10 out of 10. Is it what I expected? No, but that doesn't mean it's bad at all.
Yep.
It was great. For this show, perfect. 10 out of 10. I wouldn't change it any other way. I loved it. As a matter of fact, this is better than a big battle finale because this makes most sense for the characters in the show.
Agreed. Yep, and I cannot wait to read the book now. I'm going to go get it.
Are you? Nice.
Yeah, I want to get it for sure.
Now, how big is the book? Do you know?
I don't know. I'll let you know when I get it. I don't think it's that long of a book.
But yeah, 10 out of 10, for sure. I 100% agree.
So, spoiler alert now. If you haven't seen episode 10, go watch it. It's great, 10 out of 10, but this is your warning that we're going to get into spoilers.
You're warned.
Okay, the way they were setting things up, I was definitely expecting like a big battle or final giant set piece of
Well, the same, I was too.
Yeah, Toranaga rushing Osaka, but I feel like I kind of felt like Ishido. I underestimated Toranaga and what his plan would do and how Mariko's sacrifice would sway things. I think the perfect summation of what happened is what Toranaga said, where they were talking about the wind, and I think Yabushige said something about, like, how do you direct the wind? And he said, I just study the wind. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of talk about the wind, like Mariko's poem was finished with just, like, the wind.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that all kind of sums up that Toranaga's not, like, causing everything to happen. He's seeing what's happening and making slight changes or, like, doing subtle things to kind of ride the wind or something. And not having to have a big battle is such a Toranaga way of winning.
Oh, yeah. He was 10 steps ahead of everybody. Like you said, me as a viewer, I should have known. We should have known.
Yeah.
But, we were fooled.
And one thing I thought this finale did really interesting is it kind of made me think that it made me like, is Toranaga the right person to lead? Not that he's not a good leader, but he also has his flaws. Like, I think his flaw is like doing whatever needs to be done to get his goal. And we see that in he kills a bunch of people in his town, tortures them. He's like not the good guy all the time. He does morally gray things, and that just makes for a really interesting character. Like, there are some parts where I'm like, man, Toranaga's brutal, but he's also like smarter than everybody. And yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting.
Oh yeah, like he's not necessarily, like you mentioned, like he's not even necessarily a good guy. I mean, in this situation, sure, but like he pushes the envelope too, and I think Blackthorn sees that too. Of course, yeah. This was my favorite. I think my favorite part of the episode is when he was talking to what's his face on the cliff.
Yabushige, yeah.
Yabushige, yeah. I think that was my favorite part of the whole episode. That whole conversation.
Honestly, Yabushige may be one of my favorite characters in the show. I don't know. His talk with, first of all, seeing him go crazy, like he does lose it a little bit after Mariko's death. Like, he's like talking to Ishido and like jumping in the pond after the catfish, and Ishido's like, there's no catfish in that pond, and he's still doing it. Yeah. So seeing that his actions take the toll on him was really interesting. But then I feel like when he started talking to Toranaga and he knew that he was going to die, he kind of snapped out of that and was pretty clear, like mentally clear. And yeah, that last talk was so good. I love that
scene. It was just
scene.
pretty much him Like, hey, just reveal everything to me. I'm gonna die anyways.
Yeah.
And even towards the end, he's like, why tell dead man or whatever? What do you say?
Yeah, why tell the future to a dead man or something like that?
Yeah, I loved that scene.
So I don't think we really have to go into everything in this, like every scene, or go step by step. I do have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
The episode did start off with what seemed like a flash forward to when Blackthorn is old, and we see his kids, and he's laying there basically dying, and he's holding Mariko's cross.
Mm-hmm.
Was that real, or was that a dream?
I don't know, I flip-flop, but after hearing the title of the episode, maybe that was a dream. I think that was a dream. Maybe that was just his hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I think it was. There's two or three things. There's three things, I guess. The name of the episode, A Dream of a Dream, kind of leads me to believe it's a dream. The second thing is Toranaga saying Blackthorn will never leave Japan. If Toranaga is deciding to never let him leave, he's probably never leaving, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And the third one is, in that, he has Mariko's cross, but at the end of the episode, he throws Mariko's cross into the ocean with Fuji.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right, yep.
So that's interesting that he had that dream. And I like how it's kind of kept nebulous, but it's like Inception.
Yeah, but I think you're right. Yeah. I did like how they started the episode with that, though. It kind of felt like Titanic-y.
Oh, yeah, true.
Like older, kind of... No, I guess he's not telling the story, but, flash back to the story.
Or at least that's what we were supposed to think, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were supposed to think, yeah. Yeah, and I like the whole stuff with Blackthorn. Like you said, they tossed the necklace out while she tossed out the ashes of like her kid.
Yep, and I loved those scenes with Blackthorn and Fuji too, because she tells him that she's gonna go become a nun, and he's like, "No, stay with me," because he's like super sad and probably lonely now that Mariko's gone, and now he's losing Fuji too. But then he helps her get over the loss of her husband and son by taking her out to sea.
Together?
I don't think so. I think she probably goes off to be a nun. But I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. All that stuff with her was great. I mean, it's been a few weeks now. What else are we missing?
I feel like every week we were like, oh, Crimson Sky is going to happen next. They're going to rush the castle. There's going to be a big fight. And normally when there's not like that, I'm kind of disappointed when it doesn't happen. But in this, it worked so well. Just seeing like Ishido realizing it's not working, and Ochiba, like the reasoning why Ochiba sided with Toranaga makes sense. And, with Mariko's sacrifice. And they even cut to the scene, or like they're talking about the scene, and it shows it where they meet in battle, and then Ishido realizes he doesn't have backup.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that just all was shot so well and acted so well. Toranaga, the actor for Toranaga, is amazing. I mean, all of these actors are good. I felt Blackthorn did a really good job in this one too, dealing with like Mariko's passing and figuring out what to do next. Him like fixing his ship was great, like rallying all the people to pull it out. And yeah, it was all just so well acted.
Yeah, all of them acted great. And even at the end of the episode with what's his name, the husband.
Oh yeah, Buntaro.
Yeah, I thought that was a great interaction.
Yeah,
at the end there, he almost respected him in the end.
He put aside his grudge and helped him out. Yep. That was a great... It's like a mini redemption, I would say.
Yeah, mini. Yeah, still an awful douchebag, but like the fact that the show kind of made us feel bad for him, it's like, okay, this show's doing something right, because I should not feel bad for him at all. So yeah, well, I enjoyed it. 10 out of 10. This whole series, all 10 episodes, amazing. Like, highly recommend it. It's like a solid 10 episodes. Like, there's hardly any fault.
I agree. Yeah, so for the whole series, who would you say is your favorite character? That's a really tough question, but... I
would say... that's an interesting question. Because I like them all for different reasons.
Right, and I feel like each of them get different, like, highlights, and it's like certain episodes are, like, Blackthorn episodes, certain episodes are Mariko episodes, certain episodes are Toranaga episodes, so they have their own highlights.
I'll say after episode 9, I actually think Mariko is probably my favorite character and the best character overall. I think she... I love Toranaga, but I think she was the heart of the show. And I think she was purely good, but just way too loyal and the actress was amazing. I would probably say Mariko.
Yeah, I think I agree. Like, her story in this was super compelling and interesting to see her change with meeting Blackthorn and, you know, her will of what needs to be done. I will say, though, that the dark horse in this is Yabushige. I did not expect to be as invested in him and as interested in his story from episode 1, but man.
Oh, for sure.
And how, like, he's being used back and forth, but he's still, like, just seeing his face and his reaction to things.
He's almost just like a dummy, but like I don't know, like it's almost like, dude, what are you doing? Like frustrating, I guess is the better word I'm saying.
Yeah,
but like frustrating in a good character. Like
he also brought like funny moments. He had some good talks with Blackthorn, and I don't know. He was just I loved every time he was on screen. I liked him too. He was also horrible, and I thought him asking for an interesting death was really funny because he's super into like weird death scenarios. And I think the biggest punishment Toranaga could have given him was no, you can't have an interesting death.
Oh, he was funny though, you're right. And I know, it's stereotypical. No one ever says the main character, but I still think Blackthorn was a great character too.
Yeah, I agree. So many good characters.
Him being confused, after being with them for a while, being confused on where he belongs and the inner conflict and the transition between European hot-headedness to slowly kind of accepting another culture. Like, he had a great story arc too.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're all, that's the great thing of the show. They all, like you said, they all have their moments in different episodes. So good. And it sucks that it's ending because, God, like, this could have been such a cool, like, series, but you know what? Hey, if it's like a perfection of one season, then that's probably better.
Yep, I agree. It sucks, but also we got it, and it was amazing, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, look at Game of Thrones last season.
Yeah, true.
This could have become that, Caleb. This could have become that.
I'm glad it didn't.
And I think that was I think people were trying to make this the next Game of Thrones show, comparison. And I actually think it's more closer. Have you ever seen Black Sails?
I haven't, but I've heard of it, and I think you've mentioned it before, yeah.
Yeah, this actually feels more like Black Sails, like a time period kind of piece. That's more like pirates and stuff, but because this is like, it's Game of Thrones in the sense of the politicalness and all the characters, but it's not it's Game of Thrones is more so about the overarching doom of the White Walkers and betrayal and wars and battles, and this is not about that. This is actually like kind of the opposite.
Mm-hmm. True.
No, I loved it. It was great, and I would say I can't wait for the next season, but there won't be unless they like see how popular it is and like pull one out of their butt. But
yeah, or just like find other period pieces to do the same group.
That's true.
Or something.
Do like an anthology kind of series.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I loved it.
10 out of 10. I love this. This might be one of my favorite series I've seen in a really long time.
It was great. It was solid. Because, like, there's almost nothing to complain about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm trying to think of, like, negatives. I seriously, I can't think of a negative.
Yeah. I there might be small little things in each of our episodes if we go back and watch, but, like, nothing glaring and nothing I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah.
Like we can with Loki, right?
Oh, God. Let's not get into Loki again.
I swear I'm gonna bring it up. If this channel ever gets big, and that's gonna be like my downfall, is me bagging Loki because everyone loves Loki.
That'll be your thing.
Yeah. But just because it was one of our first shows we reviewed, and like
that's true.
I feel like it's the biggest one we've kind of disagreed on, but agreed on at the same time.